Hey guys, this is the Friendly Evangelist or Slavic back for a quick video of something that happened a few days ago. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but the Democrat political candidate for office, Kamala Harris, basically said something about Jesus that has shocked pretty much all of America and the whole Christian community. Well, what she said about Jesus wasn't actually anything positive. It was actually something very negative. And what happened was there was these few high school, college students who basically said Jesus is Lord and that abortion is a satanic sacrament because in Christian belief, we believe that life is sacred at conception, that the baby is a baby at the moment of conception. There's a spark of life that happens that no matter the development of the baby, it is still a human being in development. Location is not the factor in whether the baby is not a living human being. So they said that Jesus is Lord. And then when they said that, Kamala Harris looked at one of the kids that said that and she gave him an evil smirk and then said, hey, this is not the rally for you. Go to the smaller rally down the road. And I don't know what she meant by that, whether she meant like a Trump rally, apparently, but they only had probably like 2,500 people. So Trump rallies are usually tens of thousands. So kind of weird comment, but it kind of shows you the divide between the Democrat and the Republican people who are running for office. I'm not saying that Trump is perfect. He's not a born-again Christian, but he does respect people who believe in God. He does, respect, says that Jesus Christ is mightier and greater than him and always the most famous person in the world. So at least Trump has some sort of understanding of Jesus, where Kamala Harris absolutely hates anything to do with the name Jesus. And even her saying to these students to not say Jesus is Lord and go to another rally shows her disdain for Christians in a very satanic way. So I want to play you this clip really quick and then show you something else that these students said.
With the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
He was giving a speech, and several individuals, young people, yelled out, we believe, for pro-life purposes, Jesus is Lord. And we'd like to bring in those students who yelled that out to Kamala Harris. They're two pro-life students at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, both juniors. Luke Pulaski and Grant Beth join us now. Luke, Grant, thanks for being with us this morning. Luke, I'll start with you. Just take us into that moment. What happened yesterday?
Yeah, it's great to be here. I would say the first thing I want to bring up, this is our first time taking an interview with anybody, and I think it's important because this is our raw, untold story. There's a lot that happened off camera that we said at the protest, while we were protesting. And I guess we could start off with after she talked about overturning Roe v. Wade and Donald Trump, I yelled out to the crowd that abortion is the sacrament of Satan. And when I said that, I deeply do believe that as a Christian. And about 10 seconds go by, and that's when the video of my friend Grant and I proclaiming that Christ is Lord and Jesus is King, when we said that. And I think it's important to say this is a small venue, and we were about 20 to 30 yards away from Kamala at this point. There's a lot of controversy that says she wasn't talking to us or we left, we didn't get kicked out. Well, I can speak on Grant and I's behalf. On video, Grant's getting pushed and shoved. And there's about 5 seconds after or before she tells us to go to the smaller rally down the street. You can see on the video she waves. She was actually waving to me. I took this cross off my neck that I wear. And as we were getting asked to leave, I held it up in the air and waved at her and pointed to her, and she looked directly in the eye, kind of gave me an evil smirk. And yeah, I just want to clear that up and confirm that she 100% was talking to us. And there's other controversy that says we left. We were getting shouted at, pushed, assaulted, screamed at. So we were walking away, but there was about 3 attendees there, volunteers, that kicked us out with badges or whatever they had. And I specifically remember this one man saying, "You were uninvited and unwelcome to this event. You need to leave." And all they did was walk us out the door. They didn't tell us why. No cops escorted us out. No Secret Service. And yeah, that's our story.
So, first of all, we didn't really intend on, going at any people. People online were calling us MAGA fascists. That was never our intention going to this rally. We were only here to protest our faith, and we did so. We never expected this to grow as large as it was. Essentially, she was speaking, and we decided to say, Christ is King, Jesus is Lord. And we got a lot of backlash. As you can see in that firsthand video, I was pushed by an elderly woman. We were heckled at, we were cursed at, we were mocked. And that's the biggest thing for me personally. In reflection of the event, Jesus was mocked, his disciples were mocked, and that's okay. In reality, we did God's work, and we were there for the right reasons, and God is watching us in this moment. I'm all about being a cordial person, no matter your beliefs. But I do believe that we were sent there by God, and I do believe this timing, 18 days before the election, is imperative for young Americans and first-time voters like myself to understand that this is what you are going to get with a Kamala Harris presidency. You are going to get the Kamala Harris that alienates over 50% of the US population that is Christian.
So as you guys just saw in this short clip, she basically said that, because these people said Jesus is Lord and abortion sacrament, you couldn't really hear it, that they need to go to another rally. But then I played the interview of what the kids said, and it's amazing how they are very cordial and genuine to the people that are reporting or interviewing them. And they basically said that as Christians, they understand that persecution is something that Jesus and disciples faced. And as a Christian myself, who's an evangelist and a missionary and been through persecution, heavy persecution by my family and by people who hate Jesus Christ, I understand that, being a Christian, a true born-again Christian who does not love the world and the things that are in it, but lives in the world, of course, because I'm a human being. I work, I eat, go to restaurants, but I don't love the things of the world the way the world does. Like, I don't live for food, live for entertainment, live for Netflix, live for pornography, live for even handouts from the Democrat Party or the Republican Party. I live for Jesus Christ. He's my Lord and Savior. So the students were saying it's an honor that they were actually that they understood that Kamala Harris and her party hates Christians, and that they were trying to do the right thing, and they were being cordial and nice, but because it was their school, they felt like they had to practice their freedom of speech and say that. But it's really awful how they got kicked out, because people who are really demonized, especially in the Democrat Party that hates God, took the name of God out. They support abortion on demand up to 9 months in some states. Some people deny that. It says it's propaganda, but it's true. They support abortion up to 9 months in some states. And so the issue is that it comes down in this election. I'm in New York City and Washington, D.C., preaching the gospel in the streets to millions of people in Times Square, in Capitol Hill. I'm going to be doing that very soon in a few days. So I see the great divide that's happening in America, where people who are pro-God, pro-family, pro-life, pro-Constitution, they kind of align together. It doesn't mean that if you're, Republican, you're a Christian, or vice versa. It doesn't mean if you're, always, if you're a Democrat, that, you're you're a God hater. But in this current Democrat Party, the people who are Democrats basically are God haters, and sadly, this is what the Democrat Party has become. Our relationship with Christ is individual between us and God, so it doesn't depend on our political party. But at the same time, because America was founded upon biblical principles, there are parties that are so wicked and so evil that no Christian can even be supporting them. And even the representative of that party, Kamala Harris, hates anyone that says Jesus is Lord and says abortion is a satanic sacrament. That shows you the biggest divide there is in America, which is abortion and the name Jesus Christ. So I wanted you guys to understand that this election is not just like really any other election. It shows you a stark difference between right and wrong, good and evil. And even if we as Christians vote for Trump because he represents constitutional and Christian values, does not mean that he's going to all of a sudden make everything right. He's not going to save America. Only Jesus Christ will. But it is going to give us Christians a little more time to preach the gospel before God truly judges America. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and God bless you, and keep living for Jesus Christ and praying that the United States of America repents and comes back to the God of this nation.